Yep. Wait. Again, to reset for those who've been watching along, apologies for the difficulties here tonight, as we are currently in the midst of the early portions of tonight's S.O.F broadcast here for the Maconi Fixed Series, here on iRacing and Maconi Entertainment. For those who missed the early spiel, Jonathan Evans started things off for the early going up at the very front of the field, outside front row. Took the lead on the opening lap from William Deeney. He was the truck you've seen moments ago on screen. He dropped all the way back to 7th within the first 10 laps. Zach Novak is the truck currently chasing down your leader. He's getting better entry in and keeping the rotation down while saving the tires. Francisco Villiol is currently inside the top 3. Dakota Long, Caleb Johnson, your current top 5. Novak about to make things interesting near the halfway point here in Nashville.
That caution free to this point in this race so far going by pretty quickly. Only about 10 minutes into the session, tempers aren't really flaring up. Track is a nice, cool, calm, collected 83 degrees Fahrenheit, but Villarreal is taking his opportunity, and Novak in the battle with Evans starting to heat up. Villarreal is starting to close in as well on these leaders. And now you got Novak using the draft, getting the run down the back straightaway. He's going to have some prime opportunities in the next couple laps. He can stay in Evans' draft to make a pass.
And of course, one of the co-drivers racing along in tonight's said field. We've seen him do very well on the shorter track so far in his appearances. Others that appeared very well last season include drivers like Ray and company, Malik Ray should say. It's been a fun time whenever you have the pro drivers, but better yet, it's a confidence booster if you can hold back a pro driver.
Oh, 100%. Evans, we've seen him quite a bit in the Maconi C Fixed competition, especially the broadcast time slot. Is no stranger to the front, but going against some of the best in iRacing, one of the top 40 ranked oval drivers as far as that scene goes. And it's definitely a huge confidence booster.
Still waiting in the wings here as things settle in halfway this upcoming time by here on iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment. Here's a look to the outside. Jonathan Evans slammed the door right in the face of Novak.
Yeah, I don't know how they're able to keep it going straight. No contact really yet. Side by side for the lead. Coming to halfway completed this time by. Novak with the inside advantage. Washes it up a little bit. So far, still no contact, and they're still side by side.
Still for the race lead at cross flags. Here comes Novak on the lunge. Evans trying to get the pinch down from the outside line. Right now, Novak's got that preferred groove. That's going to be the most difficult part to hold things back here as Evans is struggling on entry.
Yeah, running that tire line on the bottom is going to really start hurting Novak. So far, he's able to make it work. Evans not able to get the run on the outside. Falls back a lot in the corners, able to close it up a little bit down the straightaways. But Francisco Villarreal is still about 5/10 back there behind these guys in third and waiting to make a move if an opportunity presents itself.
Near contact yet again on the squeeze. The defending series champion, Jonathan Evans, still trying to play the defensive line. Novak still forced to take the flat line. They still have half a second buffer over Villarreal. Then it's another 6/10 over Lawn. Looks like Novak may have got it. At this time, he will get the race lead with under 20 laps to go.
Zach Novak on transition to that 14 degrees of bank it through 1 and 2. Evans trying to get the run off the corner. Not quite able to get there. Novak's going to throw the block into the wall. Both of them go for the lead. Novak still hanging on. Here comes Villarreal closing up big time down the back straightaway.
Now that's going to be a big question. This is a very aero-dependent track. During the off week, during the open side of Kentucky, you get a wall slapper like that with damage required or even optional in the pits, Braden, it can mean disaster for your race. How will these trucks hold up now with that contact for both of them?
Yeah, that's not going to help them out at all in any case or any battle or any situation. 17 laps to go, so it's not like it's a quick 5-lap run to the finish. You still have a little under half the race to go. Villarreal is really starting to close in on Jonathan Evans. Look at the front end of that truck. Nothing too crazy as far as damage goes. Same with Zach Novak. I wouldn't be too worried, but you do that a couple times and you definitely have to start sweating a little bit.
Well, as things settle in now in the final 15 laps here, a reminder tonight's action brought to you in part by iRacing, relied on as a training tool by countless professional drivers. iRacing's unrivaled as racing simulator because its creators have managed to capture every last car and track detail and recreate said details into a package that perfectly encapsulates the feeling of being behind a race car, push its mechanical limits on courses designed to test each driver's skill sets, and the industry agrees. Visit iRacing.com to sign up and become a member today. Thomas Bennett, amongst one of those members, who is dealing with the damage we talked about, but to the left rear on some of the checkups so far. He's gone up +3, but is in amongst the driver's front battle like Ronnie Roberts and Blake Murray back here. Shaden Carter, who started 8th, also slid back to this group.
Yeah, they got this little 5-6 truck breakaway. So far, everyone's in one big pack. The top 16 drivers all within about 6 seconds of one another. And they have Justin Selway, Junior Goslin, and Sylvia kind of back there on their own. They're on the road with Rigo Dominguez. We've seen him quite a bit, actually, in the Maconi C Fixed coming from Iberia. But Zach Novak, though, continuing to lead the way and pulling away from Evans. So Steve Evans is able to get some late race speed, maybe reel Zach Novak in, but that's a caution. The way these guys are racing in the mid-pack, I wouldn't expect a caution anytime soon.
Yeah, what we talked about early going was these drivers have raced each other very respectfully. Respectfully is the better phrasing. Early on in the week on Monday when we covered things on Maconi Entertainment, both splits were near lockstep in caution flags. Not so much here, in fact. Not really any pieces of contact outside of maybe 1 or 2 hits so far. There's been more touches to the wall than off each other in this race.
Yeah, there's just been some slight leaning on each other, but that's just rubbing its racing. One thing about Nashville is it's a big wide track, plenty of groups to choose from. Battle back here for 13th. That's Thomas Bennett on the outside, Blake Murray on the inside. Talked about this being a little bit wide track, and these two are leaning on each other. They're not making too much contact yet. They're not throwing each other, but they're definitely pushing on the situation.
Murray not going to have an easy time because of all that damage from earlier near aero contact with Blake Murray. Murray able to rotate around up to 13th place with that move. That gets him up a +2 on the race for the time being. Right now, these drivers coming up to 11 laps to go already. By the way, Zach Novak, your current leader, has broken away by about half a tenth to a tenth per lap since the last move for the lead. He's up 7 tenths over Jonathan Evans with that speed long run we talked about. Like I said, Braden, this is where long run was expected to come in, and guess what we got?
That's definitely working out big time for Zach Novak. Talked about, big on the pro scene, and one of the better drivers in the iRacing service by far. And Evans, had such a great run, had a great start. Started there on the outside of the front row, past William Dean, like he was standing still the first lap. Dean falling all the way back to 7th, but Evans not really able to carry mid to long run momentum, and Novak pulling away the biggest lead anyone's had this whole race.
And the interesting thing, when it comes to your current race leader for Action Esports from the Coke side, when we spoke about him last time, during the early parts of the season, he was 39th at one point in the points, Braden. He's up to the top 10 with the stretch of top 5s and top 10s. He's picked up the tempo as of late. Novak has in the Coke scene.
Oh, that first sure I mentioned, one of the more consistent drivers, typically has speed on wherever he hops in and or wherever he goes. So I'm not sure how much practice some of these guys put into, to talk about the coach. I know those guys put in hours of practice, but even coming down and running a Maconi C Fixed race here, Novak clearly, one of the favorites to win, qualified 4th and pulling away, still pulling away over Evans. So you think he'd take it on cruise control, but no, last time by about half a tenth quicker. This time by looking at the times, yeah, over a tenth quicker, so he's solidly building up that gap over Jonathan Evans in 2nd.
Slowly but surely growing the gap up front to near a 2nd. There is a bit of a queue building up you've seen previously behind the one you're on board with Jonathan Evans here. Evans is still preferring the higher arc. Villarreal is still behind, but Noah Davidson has also joined their pack. Davidson's been a touch quicker than the both of them as of late.
That going back through the field, Jacob Prince, we talked about him a little bit ago, currently running 9th. He just made the comment, this is the worst track on iRacing, according to Jacob Prince. So not looking too much royalty like him. And I don't know why he said that. I mean, he's been inside the top 10 most of the night. Still running inside the top 10, but Jacob Prince is not like Nashville Superspeedway.
Well, it is a track that requires clean air. That's been one of the things I've talked about with a couple people during the week is clean air is king. If you get clean air, you better hold on to it, Braden.
Yeah, speaking of hanging on to Jacob Prince, we were just talking about slid up, hit the wall, got tight coming off at turn 4. So maybe that's why he doesn't like this track. It's just he's getting tight too easily and washing up. So still hanging inside of the top 10 though, seeing that 13 truck, but got Art Reimer and Cole Palkin right behind him. Little 3-truck battle here for 9th. So Jacob Prince with that advantage so far, but he was able to hang on to it.
Palkin having to go a little bit further down, nearly made contact with the side of Reimer's truck. Forced to reset yet again, coming around to the final 6 or so laps, 5 to go in fact, should say, here from Nashville Superspeedway. Palkin is trying the diamond line, trying to get a better one-off corner exit. Reimer is struggling.
Yeah, that's a balance throughout the field. Looking back, Blake Murray in the 17 truck. He's currently in 13th. He's side by side. The Ronnie Roberts contact a little bit going into turn 3. These two have been linear until the past lap and a half or so. Bergeron gas up, slide in front of Roberts. And of course, they did tear each other's bumpers off there.
Oh, they're not done yet, though. Roberts all over the back bumper. This is still for 12, but they're driving like this is for 20 for the first spot on the grid right now. Roberts not able to respond despite the near contact previously from the arc. There is contact in that next pack because Reimer just got sent by Palkin into the corner entry in the group ahead.
They were starting to gain in that pack of Jacob Prince, Reimer, and Palkin. Still a 3-truck breakaway, but Murray and Roberts are slowly but surely closing.
Lots of battles heating up. These are still heating up outside the top 10. Down to the final 3 laps to 2.5 now, with Noah Davidson all in the back bumper of Villarreal. Evans has pulled away from them. Villarreal is losing the tires and quickly, especially the rears.
I think Francisco there in the number 4 truck was starting to push a little too hard to go and catch Jonathan Evans and shot himself in the left big toe and definitely starting to pay the price for it. So Davidson closing in on the big time last couple laps, coming to 2 laps to go. So Davidson's trying to steal the last podium spot here.
Still trying to find a way to poke around. It might come down to the last lap to try and get the podium, but a caution! Caution flag is out, and it's Jacob Prince who goes around. He was running 9th in that air battle pack. Art Reimer just helped him around for the yellow, and that will lead to the only GWC.
I think I know why he hates this track.
Well, he's not going to be happy about what just happened. It was help from the 10, we can tell you. And this is
a lot of help.
Yeah, we'll see in a moment. But tires. A chance to put them on here with this caution flag too.
They have 2 sets in the pits. No one's taken the set yet, so I mean, you can try and stay out, hope for an early caution. We mentioned only green white checker tip we have is about to come up. So see the replay of the wreck here. Jacob Prince in 13, Art Reimer right behind him, that white truck, just on his bumper going in the corners, never quite lets off, and Prince hits a little tight, slow up a little bit. Reimer doesn't, and right into the left rear of Prince, sends him around. No contact with the wall, barely. So the tires are saying that's gonna be a big part here. I mean, you can stay out and try and hope it's a quick green-white checkered, but I don't know.
Well, we have mixed strategy. Dakota Lawn was the first of those to come around. Everybody in the teens came in, but your top 10 on track, including Parkin and Roberts from that group and Reimer, all electing to stay out on the old rubber. It's a bold strategy, Cotton, as they play for the caution flag.
Yeah, it's a very bold strategy. They're only going to have about 2 miles to get back up to Zach Novak. The fall off isn't huge. I mean, it's about 1.5 seconds. So it's going to be hard to make up, 3 seconds in a couple laps there compared to fresh rubber and old rubber. And I mean, Zach Novak, it's not like you're going to be right behind Zach Novak. He has a 10-car buffer between new tires and old tires. So this might work out perfectly for Zach Novak.
If it goes to the white flag and they take the white flag, it gets wild, though, potentially, on what we see from Lawn and Company. But again, the play being made here has to be quite simple. You're hoping that it's going to be pure madness. So how do you survive said potential of madness? I wouldn't be surprised if we're 3-4 wide in a turn 1, because that is a trend point.
And with the new tires, too, I wouldn't be surprised if we're 3-4 wide going into turn 1 before we even get to turn 1. You're going to have the older tires starting to spin, and one of the key points to watch is going to be your Cole Palkin there in the 12 truck, rolling off 9th, because he's the first car that the new tires will catch, him and Rodney Roberts. They're the last guys that stayed out in 9th and 10th. So Dakota Long and Justin Gosselin right behind him on that fresh rubber. So you can expect Palkin and Roberts are going to spin their tires, and Dakota Long and Gosselin are going to have to make a move on where to go inside, outside, split them both in the middle, and try and make up some time if they can.
It's gotten to the point where the field is already making requests to go easy on the restart. It's iRacing. Expect everyone to go for all the iRating. This is money paying, or rather points paying, and iRating paying time coming up on the restart. So
everyone's just here for safety rating.
Yes, that too. You don't want to lose the safety rating on the last restart. Now, your top 10 coming up here as we get ready to line them up. Novak, Evans, Villarreal, Davidson, Johnson, Dini, Argino, and Reimer. And last on those on the old tires, Palkin and Roberts. Your first on fresh rubber, Dakota Long, and 2 tires for Justin Gosselin. Then everybody else took 4, including Murray, Carter on down for the upcoming restart. But so far, it's been Novak and Evans who have been basically 1-2 for much of the way. This is a chance for Evans here for this restart if he can make something work. Remember, Novak was better on this long run that just came to close.
Yeah, Novak was continuing to pull away there through the late stages of that run up until we got the caution flag. So I don't know if he's burning his tires up, try and build as much of a buffer as he could. But if he burnt those tires up, he'll be sitting in prime real estate for Jonathan Evans or Francisco Villarreal, or even Noah Davidson there to sit there and swoop up that lead spot. And I mean, they're not going to hesitate at all. The second opportunity presents itself, they're going to be going for it, because if a caution comes out before they get back to the white flag, race is over.
We're ready to go. Just have to make our way through 3 and 4 to restart the race. Everybody trying to make sure the dirt's off their tires, the marbles. That was a talking point in real-world Iowa this past weekend, since they had the repave in real life. But now, it's Novak ready in first gear alongside Evans for the restart. This is our only attempt at a green-white checkered. If we get to the white flag, the race is on to the checkered. If there's a caution before then, it ends under yellow. Zach Novak to the gas. He slides, but gets off pretty clean. We're underway for the restart. Green-white checkered territory. It's side-by-side for second. It's 3-1 in the Hornet's Nest.
That's Cole Palkin. We talked about him being in the Hornet's Nest, but he's going to move up inside the top 5. You can help it. Dakota Long following him on that fresh rubber. Here comes Dakota Long. He's already inside the top 5 in 2 corners.
Still 3-1 in the heart of the field, but Long is the man on the move. He's already looking for 4th. He goes to the outside. It's side-by-side for second. Evans has a struggle. White flag coming out, but no, it's the caution instead. Novak holds on as they wreck at the back. The caution flag comes out for an incident for 15th, as several still scatter in the grass, as Novak will end up getting the victory with the caution flag and the checker together.
Heartbreak there for Dakota Long. He made up a ton of time on that restart, made up 6-7 spots before turn 3, and which means prime real estate to go run down Zach Novak, and doesn't get the opportunity.
If it stayed green, Dakota Long definitely gets there by turn 3 and 4. It would have been one of the more wild finishes of the season. Instead, it's the Maconi Setup Shop truck who will take the win in the Maconi Setup Shop Fixed Series. Zach Novak ends up holding off the crowd, and Noah Davidson in the very end to take the win here at Nashville Superspeedway.
A great run there by Noah Davidson as well. Dakota Long, I mean, you got to be proud of 4th, considering he was sitting there. He was the first driver to take a gamble, and I mean, they wrecked it before turn 1, 2. He could have been, 20th of a torn-up truck and a hurt safety rating, but top 5 finish for him. So he's technically looks like going to be relegated back to 5th.
Based on the scoring loops, remember, for that positioning, Jonathan Evans lost a spot just before that scoring loop, put him back to third after running first and or second most of the day. But it's Novak who will get himself some burnouts here in Lebanon, Tennessee. It looks like he is just trying to sort out where to do it, pavement or concrete. Choice is picture instead. And it looks like he is just happy with sitting on the front straightaway. We'll take a step aside. Post-race coverage coming up in a moment. You're watching coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series on iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage, the Maconi Fixed Series, Maconi Setup Shop, the official setup shop of eNASCAR. Let's take a look at your official race results as we close things out for the racing itself here at Nashville. It's Novak and Davidson, first and second at the time of caution. Evans, Villarreal, and Dakota Lawn on Freshies was ready to pounce. Instead, he has to settle for fifth. Caleb Johnson sixth, and it's Dini, Hawkin, Goslin, and Argenio rounds out your top 10, Braden.
Yeah, Blake Murray going to be the first driver outside of top 10 and 11th. He is not the father. Art Reimer in 12th, Jaden Carter in 13th. Justin Selway Jr. in 14th, exactly the same spot where he started. Rodney Roberts saw him in that late race battle before the caution came out in 15th. Jacob Prince, he hates his track. Don't ask him about it. In 16th, Nathan Sylvia. In 17th, Rodrigo Dominguez. In 18th, Thomas Bennett in 19th. And then Ryan O'Donnell and Jeffrey Maconi, both 2 laps down to round out the field in 20th and 21st.
As a look top on at your race running order here tonight, Zach Novak already standing by as he picks up the win here in the S.O.F race here on Maconi Entertainment and iRacing social media platforms. Zach, how are you feeling after that run tonight as you end up coming away with the better long run pace and gets yourself the win?
Yeah, I feel good. I went from doing NIS before that and having a bunch of yellows to a clean race and, a long green flag run. So that was fun. Always fun to come and do these, and support Jeff and Maconi Setup Shop and just come out and race with some newer faces that I may not have raced before. And like I said, just have a good time. And the truck is definitely pretty fun after this recent update. So I've been enjoying it.
Talk to us about the battle for the race win in the end, or what ended up being for the win, I should rather say. Closing in on Jonathan Evans, having the pace on the long run is hit upon. How was that trying to set up the pace and also make sure the tires didn't get lit up to be able to then close up Evans past lap 20?
Yeah, I actually got pretty lucky with that. Logan Clampett came in my Twitch chat and told me to try shifting when I was trying to complete that pass, and he gave me that tip, and I tried it, and it was pretty quick instantly. So that helped me complete the pass, and then I was able to kind of just run my race and control it from there. And when that caution came out, I knew we'd have at least a couple people stay out, and the likelihood of getting those full 2 laps in is pretty low at that point. So I kind of just accepted the fact that I could lose the race by staying out, but I knew it was my best opportunity to win the race as well. So the setup overall, the balance doesn't really change too much over the run, but the fall off is quite a bit, so makes for some pretty good racing.
So I'll ask you this, since the Coke Series comes here on June the 25th, how are you feeling about that race, and how has the prep gone in turn for the Coke race on June the 25th?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Nashville's always been pretty solid to me. We've qualified well there in the past and ran well there, so hopefully we can be one spot better than I believe 2022 it was, where I came in second. So just need to win a race, and I think Nashville is definitely one of our better chances for that. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, once again, Zach, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations on the victory. We'll let you get back to whatever Zach Novak does.
Thank you, guys.
Zach Novak gets the victory tonight in the S.O.F race here for the Maconi Fixed Series. Third place still standing by. Jonathan Evans, once again, he's with Braden Lester.
Jonathan Evans leads 20 laps throughout to a third-place finish tonight, and you were dominant in the first half of the race and end up losing to Zach Novak, and Davidson gets you there on that restart. But what more did it need to beat Zach Novak there in the late run?
Yeah, I don't know. First off, the DVP Team EPI truck was really quick today. I was very happy with the pace that I had, and Zach Novak is one of the best oval racers on the platform. I can't even hold the steering wheel, so just to be in front of him for those 20 laps felt like an accomplishment. I knew when he got to me it was going to be really difficult to hold him off, but I felt like I had a chance on the high side. But I just overdrove one corner. I made a mistake, and you can't be making those kind of mistakes when you race people like him, because he just will capitalize on it. But yeah, I mean, I felt good on the long run. Once I got behind him in the dirty air, I just couldn't catch back up. But overall, I was very happy with the pace.
Yeah, and talk about capitalizing. The final couple miles of the race, our caution comes out, and you decide to stay out when Zach Novak decided to stay out as well. And what were you thinking was going to play out? Do you think that hopefully everyone would stay out, maybe a split strategy, or what made you decide to stay out?
Well, I was just following Zach at that point because I knew, he has way more experience, way more races than I have. So I was just following him there. Although tires almost did work, Dakota was absolutely moving, and I did the last race at 6:15, and we had the similar situation with the green-white checkered, and they wrecked into turn 1. So I also took that into account, and I lost one spot on the restart, unfortunately. Just with the tires, I overdrove 3 and 4, but yeah, just a good run.
Yep, for sure. And mentioned bringing home third tonight, lost Davidson that second spot there on the restart. But anybody want to thank?
Oh yeah, thank you guys for putting on the show, Brayton and Justin. You guys always do a great job with the commentary, so I appreciate that. Appreciate Maconi for letting us, come out and, show our talent and our driving on the iRacing channel. It's a really good opportunity. And my sponsors, Digital Video Productions and Team EPI. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, guys.
Yep, well, congratulations once again. I'm sure we'll see you quite a bit in the action here in Maconi C Fixed Series.
Yep, thanks.
And that's Jonathan Evans rounding out your top 3 tonight. I'd like to thank him and your race winner, Zach Novak, for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here at iRacing and Maconi Entertainment. Your thoughts on tonight here, Braden, as next week we go racing at a fan and track favorite for the racers, Chicagoland.
Yeah, definitely a lot of action heating up the first couple weeks here for Maconi C Fixed action. I can't wait. Chicagoland, they mentioned fan favorite, a lot of great racing, and especially the new truck package. It's going to be a great show to watch and to call as well.
Once again, the coverage will end up being in this time period. 26th will be when it starts here that week, June 24th to June 30th. For anyone who wants to jump on iRacing and race in this series in these trucks, be sure to jump on again every day, 15 minutes past the hour, each hour, to be able to race in the Maconi Fixed Series. On that note, though, it's time to say goodbye from Nashville. I'd like to thank our race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as our viewers for tuning in tonight. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince. Braden Laster was in the booth. Our producer, Christian Hill. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. We hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks once again to the entire staff for bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time from Joliet, Illinois.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.